Hello, you're here for one more lesson of this T-Flex CAD training course, and the topic for today will be something called the 3D view window. So this 3D view window is one of the main system tools to work with a 3D model. This has the purpose, and in this particular case, we will see some functions mainly connected with visualization of this system. So the first one that I would like to show you, and I've used one of the models, very nice fruit case that is inside the standard installation of T-Flex. So the first one, as I was saying, it is called the 3D scene rendering. To see all of these functions, we can come to this view menu, or we have some of these functionalities to be seen today in this sidebar. So inside this view menu, we have this thing here, the view style. The view style has different functions. So in this particular case, the render, we can do it in wireframe, we can do it in shading, okay, we can do it hidden line removal, which is also interesting, precise hidden line removal, a little better. And for example, in terms of the shading, we can do semi-transparent mode. So we have a lot of different things which we can use. We can do something also regarding the apply material to make textures. There are going to be lessons later in this course specifically to these material and textures and images created in photorealistic mode, so we will not go in this topic now. One of the other things we can connect with this 3D view window is the methods for seeing what is on the 3D. So we can have an orthographic projection or a perspective projection. By default, we have the orthographic mode, but we can set this to perspective, and this change a little on the way we look things. Besides, we have the normal rotation modes. So with my mouse, I can control the rotation, and we have also these possibilities to work. These are standard elements regarding the zooms, zoom in, zoom out, select an element and saying, okay, I want to zoom one particular element by page size or limits or actual size. So, or zoom area if we want to see one area in particular. So there are a lot of different possibilities to make the zooms. We have one other nice thing that is the clip plan, and this is a tool that we can use to see the inner part of the element or of an assembly. So basically, just we can set a plan or simply activate something that is already done. So if I activate what is defined in this model, so I can see a section of my element, okay, and I can draw my plan, so I can see where and how I am cutting. So this is a very nice function also regarding this 3D window. Then we have also some functions to define light sources. This is for illumination of the parts on on the 3D side. We can have some definitions. We can create spotlights, okay? We can set directions of light sources, or choose 3D nodes to set the directions. So there are a couple of nice functions to make a different illumination. So I will not use, in my particular case, I will not change the standard mode. We have these types of lights where we can regulate the intensity, the drop-off rate, the cut-off rate, and do transformations with this. So it's also quite interesting to work with this. We can select cameras also, a little more visual stuff. There are functions also to make the views, to choose the views, to make the visualization. So standard views. So it's also I think quite interesting to work with. Then we have another set of tools to create more than one window to work in this 3D system. So I can come, for example, I have a lot of different placements, but I have one that I think shows exactly what is possible to do. I have a couple of tool windows. This is more on the definition, but I can set my windows placement, and I'm on the 3D side, so I can set a couple of definitions. I will choose this one for 3D windows, and this is what I got. Okay, I can define one particular window and work on it. In this particular case, this fruit case is the same for all the windows, but it can have different representations depending on the window. So it's a very nice way to work if you have a big screen, especially, or if you have more than one screen. It's a very nice way to work in the same part and having different options to work with your part. Finally, if you want to have a place where all of this can be defined, we have a properties option, and on this properties option we have I think the resume of all the functions that we've been seeing. So we can have these show coordinate systems or not. We can set colors for the background or not, so we can choose among the colors. We can work this with gradients and then define the parameters of these gradients. Choose to have or not backgrounds or environment textures. Create light sources. We have a couple of them already set. Define intensities, colors. We can save and recall scenes or already saved. Choose the rendering styles with a couple of options regarding these hidden lines and the visible edges or not. Viewpoints, the projections that we've seen also. Set a couple of views, and we can define and save this kind of stuff. So a lot of 3D view parameters, especially connected to visual stuff. So this is a set of commands also that it's important and interesting to know before we deal with the creation and addition of 3D elements. So I hope all of this it is clear, and now you have a couple of more tools to start dealing with this 3D environment.